think having children, if you don't know how children operate or what they're capable of, can always appear to be a minus side when it comes to your relationship with your wife or wife to husband. If you don't know what their intentions are, which their intentions are totally, they don't have an agenda to completely rip you apart. But if you're not careful and you don't see them coming in, you can leave yourself open to be pulled apart by your children. I know couples that years down the line, when all the kids have left the house, they don't know what to do with themselves. They're like, what did we do again? And one of the things that need to be addressed when you first have children is your relationship concrete enough for them to stand on, so they don't break the flooring and then all of a sudden there's this big wedge between you. The relationship will change because there are children, because they bring out different aspects of you which you didn't have when you were together. Because when you're together, it's two single people essentially living together. And to a great extent, you can actually still be single people. For a long period of time, you can still be single people without children. You cannot be single-minded when you have children. And if you aim to do that, that's when you start seeing little chips, the little hairline cracks in the relationship. Leave them long enough, you will find that children will wedge those gaps, and they are the thin end of the wedge, and they will just open it up, and you just leave yourself open for every single germ to come in, and ultimately you're parting. So be prepared for that change. Be prepared for children to do that, but be prepared to strengthen your relationship. Have communication with your wife. Long time. Your relationship in communication, should I say, your need to have communication with your wife needs to be far greater now than it did when you were two single people married. Because, for example, Dad said I can do this. Dad, can I do this? Because Mum didn't say that, but they're coming in with that because they've got their own agenda, and their agenda is to be selfish because they're children. So you got selfish children plus selfish couple. That's danger. You must be united in your decision making, and that's the only way you survive. Or should I say, it's the way you excel, not survive. You want to excel in your relationship. It quite often happens when people have children, particularly when you're younger and you're in your relationship. Men are so used to having that attention from their wife, either emotionally, either sexually, either just in all aspects. When a child comes along, especially in the first year, I found that first year very hard of Joshua being around, because all of the attention was diverted to him, and I said, "Can I get my bearings on this?" It seemed like everything that I did was wrong, and you have to kind of shake yourself and wake yourself up from that, and you try and create some distance so you're not in the way. It didn't help also to the fact that our child was a bit ill when he first was born. He had a hernia, so Jeanette was very, very attached to my son, and that bond was being strengthened by this illness or this thing. He had a chest problem too. He was wheezing a lot. We thought he was asthmatic and stuff. First child too. So there was this surge of kind of bonding that was going on between Jeanette and Joshua, which slowly kind of pushed me away a bit. And with all of the things that that come with it in a young relationship, emotional and sexual and stuff like that, you really have to have your wits about you to understand what is going on in the relationship, and in when you're seeking attention, that you don't seek attention in the wrong way. And I had to really kind of look inwardly and say, this is not about you, this is about us and about how the household survive. Otherwise, what potentially could have happened, I could have just destroyed myself and been I think a couple of friends kind of joked with me at the time, because I was working out. I started to go to the gym and work out because I was getting frustrated, and then I had to turn back into myself and say, no, wait, let's just grab the bearings on this, because it's going to be quite dangerous. That all this attention is going into the gym, and let's look at the house and what's happening in the household, and see if I can support this rather than let this wedge be put in more. And so you have to readdress yourself in the way you fit. And I suppose that's the transition between being a man and being a father. And I think this is where a lot of fathers fall to the side, because they think it's about them. That's where that selfish kind of attitude can make them fall short. So getting a bearing on that was very important for our relationship to excel to the next level, and it did.
It was from February to December. I was going through courts, left, right, centre, and the whole legal system is a bit of not too keen on it, to be honest. But we were going through it, and then my dad was there every single step of the way. My mum and dad, he was there every single step of the way, every part of it. Every time I went to court, he was there.